Chris Tucker live in Memphis with comedians Jay Lamont and LC from BET's Comic View. Also comedian Ambrose Jones. Don't miss the 50-50-75 Laughs and Giggles comedy show, celebrating Dr. Frank Ray at New Salem Baptist Church on Thursday, January 27th at 7 p.m. This special show will sell out, so get your tickets today at newsalembaptist.com and Southern Sons Printing. VIP tickets available, but hurry! Chris Tucker live in Memphis for one special comedy show only at New Salem Baptist on January 27th at 7 p.m. Come get your laugh on at the 50-50-75 Laughs and Giggles comedy show with Chris Tucker live in Memphis. Be there.
Well, God bless you. Listen, this is Pastor Ray. I am so honored and delighted to have you to turn this way. We're getting ready to carry you into a message that I preached not very long ago. I think it will bless you, your household, and your family. God moves in such mysterious ways. His wonders are to perform. I want to carry you in, let you listen to this message. We'll be back a little later. Let's go into church. And I want to, for the next several weeks, address the problem. It is a family problem. And I want to address the family the next few weeks. I want to kind of walk through it. Maybe a little preaching involved, and it may just be teaching, but whatever it is, it will be the Word of God. And I really believe that a good piece of meat will make its own gravy. I want to, first of all, start off this series with dealing with our children. And then I will preach a sermon on the singles. And then I'll preach a sermon on the role of the husband, and then one on the role of the wife, and then a sermon on marriage as a whole, and then a sermon on life after divorce, and then a sermon on the widows, and then the last sermon will be on growing old in the Lord. And if you was going to miss any Sunday, it should have been last Sunday. I want to encourage you to bring your whole families out for the next few weeks. So I think it would be something that would be beneficial to us. Ephesians chapter 6. Ephesians chapter 6. Verses 1 through 4. Ephesians chapter 6, verses 1 through 4. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor thou father and thy mother, which is the first commandment with promise, that it may be well with thee, and that thou mayest live long on the earth. And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord. Thank you so much. Shake somebody's hand and say, neighbor, it is a family affair. Part 1. Thank you, ushers. There was a recent study placed in a laboratory not long ago. A man took a frog and placed him in a pot of cold water and set him on the stove and turned on the fire. And as the fire casually warmed the water, the frog became comfortable in his environment. And as the hot fire began to warm the water to boil, the frog was comfortable and was not able to tell the difference. And he ended up boiling and dying in the hot water. Family is like that we are so comfortable and casual in life. Until now, the family environment have got so bad until we're paying it no attention. And I should say to us that it's in the danger zone now, because God himself designed the family. God set the family in order. It is a training station, a training place for us, the people of God, to live by and go by. One of the greatest sellers on the shelf now is child psychology and books on how to raise your children, books on how to keep a marriage in order. But I should say to us, if you don't have enough money to get whatever they have on the shelf, if you'll take Ephesians chapter 4, verses 1 through 4, it will help us prepare our children for the next generation. I want to say, first of all, to the parents, and this is another sermon, that whenever God bless you with a child, God blesses you with a diamond. It is really a diamond in the rough, because when that baby is born, God placed them in your care, and the baby have no sense of direction. Matter of fact, he'll do little of any. His morals are low. He'll mess up his diaper. He'll mess up his clothes. He will steal his neighbor's toys. He will grab his uncle's watch. He'll try to put something in the socket in the wall. And then if you try to get him, he'll holler to dear life. He's a little devil from beginning. But God placed him in your care and in your hands for you to be the tutorer, for you to be the trainer, for you to prepare him so that he will not be a sniper, a killer, a murderer, a slaughterer, where he won't be a molester. God placed that child in your hands. And it is up to you to get the child where the child should and ought to be. The choice is totally up to you. Babies go through at least 4 cycles as young people. They start off idolizing the parent. In other words, they want to be just like mama. They want to be just like daddy. They want to smell like daddy. They want to talk like daddy. They want to walk like daddy. They want to act like daddy or mama. They start off idolizing you. And after they finish idolizing you, they end up demonizing you, because they get to the place where they can't stand you because you have started giving them discipline and instructions. You move from being the best mom and dad on the planet to being the worst mama and daddy on the planet. They start demonizing you. They idolize you. They demonize you. But then they start utilizing you, because they discover if they want something, they got to get it from you. And they know how to take advantage of you as a parent. And so these are things you have to learn how to handle with your children. But Paul helps us out in these passages, if you don't mind. He starts off giving us a word to the growing ones. Shout, growing ones. To the growing ones, he said, children, obey. That's the first thing he teaches us, is to teach our children to obey. Sometimes we see them doing foolishness and devilment, and it's funny to us, but it should never be funny when your children disobey you. I don't care if they're 6 months old. When you tell them to do something, they need to be found trying to do it. It is a place of training. When you train them, don't tell them and then have to run after them. You have to learn how to do what a fellowship with them. When they don't obey, it is important. It doesn't mean that you're being mean, doesn't mean that you're being hateful, doesn't mean that you're being low down, but it is important that the children obey. Shout, obey. It is orders that must start at the house, and they know how to keep from doing stuff. They come up with these little tears and go to crying, but these children are much smarter than you think they are. They got a whole lot more sense than you think they got. Just watch them sometime when they do stuff they shouldn't do. They constantly look at you. They look up to see if you watch it and see what you're going to say or do. You have to straighten them in the outset. Help me say, you have to learn them, teach them how to obey. Number one, it said obey. Obedience is better than sacrifice, because life is so designed that you're going to have to obey somebody all your life. Life is centered around being obedience. Whenever I get on the plane, the first thing the flight attendants say to us is, fasten your seatbelt. If you don't put the seatbelt on, they can ask you off the plane. I have to learn how to obey. When I'm landing, they say, keep your seat. Talk to me, somebody. I can't get up and go to walking all up and down the plane when they have keep seated, we're landing. It's a sign of obedience. Whenever you leave here, you run into a stop sign. The sign don't say nothing, but it's written on it, stop. What if you disobey? Somebody coming from the other directions can take you out. We have to learn how to what? Obey. When you go to school, you have to obey your teacher. When you go to work, you have to obey your supervisor. Talk to me, somebody. But obedience starts at the house. Help me say obey. If you start being obedient when you're young, when the police says stop, you won't run. Oh, we must learn how to obey. The Bible sets it up and tell us now, these people that Paul is talking to, they're coming out of a Christian environment. Because it said in Ephesians 5:18, So be not drunk with wine, whereas in excess, be filled with the Spirit. And then he says in Ephesians 5:21, submitting yourself one to the other in the fear of the Lord in reference to husband and wife. The husband and wife learn how to be obedient to Christ. Now the children know how to be obedient to the parents because they had a good role model. It is important that we learn to teach our children how to obey. If you say stay off the phone, they must stay off the phone. If you say go to bed at 8 o'clock, they must go to bed at 8 o'clock. If you said don't get into this, they don't need to get into that. Talk to me something. If you said stay in the house, they're supposed to what? Stay in the house. If you said get your lesson, they are to get the lesson because they have to learn how to obey. Don't take it for granted and say that's all right. No, stop them in the nub. Obey your parents. Watch what it says. In the Lord. That means that he's talking to save parents, but also to save children. A saved child ain't got no business having mom and dad to come up to school to get them back in school because they couldn't up. Not as they've been born again, they learn how to obey. Y'all ain't got nowhere to go. It says, honor. Obey mean action. Honor mean attitude. Not only should you exemplify action as a child to obey, but your attitude should be at its best. Talk to me, somebody. You must have the right attitude. Learn how young to say thank you. Learn when your baby to say yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, sir. No, sir. Or may I? Got to have the right attitude. We must honor our parents. Let me tell you why. They brought you here. I don't care how your mom and daddy look. If they're your mom and daddy, you need to honor them. Because they were the ones that got you here. Mama can show you some marks that she got on because of getting you here. Stretch marks. She can't wear bikinis no more. Y'all don't like me in this house. She got all kind of scars everywhere trying to get you here. Went through hell and high water so you could be born. She quit a job so she could take care of you. And then turned around and got 2 or 3 others to help you make it. The husband worked from son to son. Try to provide for you. And then you not gonna honor your parents? Talk to me, somebody. Do everything you can to make mom and daddy pleased with your life. Don't let them grow you up and you go out in left field and do something stupid. Learn how to honor your parents. Young girl went to college. Other young ladies were out playing, having a good time, staying out late like young people do. Think that when they leave home, you have a freedom to do what you want to do. Fail to realize you're still carrying your parents' name. And they couldn't talk this little girl into doing nothing foolish. Tried to get her to go out. She said, I don't want to go. So are you scared if your daddy found out he'll hurt you? She said, no. I'm not scared of my daddy find out He'll hurt me. I'm scared if my daddy find out, I'll hurt him. Somebody ought to talk back to me in this house. Because when parents go out of the way to do that extra for you, learn how to honor your parents. My daddy never had to ask me to wash his car. I'd wash it just because he was my daddy. Something he needed to do, I'd go do it for him because I honored him as being my father. Next reason you need to honor your parents is because one day you're going to be in their place. Talk to me, somebody. You're going to have some children. Had one of our members came and said to me, Reverend, I'm so hurt. I said, what you hurt for, baby? She said, my 16-year-old child is pregnant. I said, now, how old are you? She said, I'm 31. I said, now, your 16-year-old is pregnant, and you 31. So that means you was 15 when she was born. So you hurt your mama like she's hurting you. Y'all may well come on, go with me. How many know you're going to see it again? Learn how to honor your parents while you're young. It looked bad, but help me say it will work. There is a conditional word in the text. It's in the Lord. It's good to be in the Lord. When you're in the Lord, you're in his will. When you're in the Lord, you're in his word. When you're in the Lord, you're in his way. I know. You think you're missing something by not doing what other children are doing. Mama, everybody is going to the ball. What they doing at the ball? Mama, everybody going. Tell me what you're going for. Have fun like they do. The best fun I've ever had was in the Lord. Because it ain't no fun getting drunk and can't find where you park your car. Ain't no fun in getting drunk and wake up and ain't no money left in your pocket. Somebody ought to talk back to me. Anybody know there's a better way of having fun? If I want to get high, I get high off of Jesus. Because Jesus made me higher than I've ever been before. There is something else in the text I want to show you. It says, honor thy father and thy mother, which is the first commandment with promise, that it may be well with thee. Which means that when I honor my parents, I'm honoring the Lord. Because God says, honor the parents. Look like I'm here by myself. It also means that when I honor my parents, it will be well with me. That's not all. He said that you may live long on the earth. Tell you what you do. Go back and pull the Stax record in the city of Memphis. 80% of the young men and young ladies that died early. If you pull the record, you will discover they were disobedient to their parents. Oh, that hurt, doesn't it? Because God don't like it when you disobey your parents. You get in trouble with God when you act ugly toward the people that brought you here. I didn't make it up. Let me read it to you. It says that it may be well, verse 3, with thee, and thou mayest live long on the earth. I don't know about y'all, but I want to live a long time. And if living long means I got to treat my parents right, I need to treat them right. Because God is the one that controls your destiny. God is the one that decides how long you live. I know they may not appreciate it all the time, but mama need to wait till no Mother's Day to do something special for your mama. Let any day be Mother's Day. Talk to him if you can. Any day ought to be Father's Day. You ain't got to wait till the third Sunday in June to do something for your daddy. Do it when you can. He says to the children, honor thy father and thy mother, that it may be well with thee, and that thou may live long upon the earth. Verse 1, he addresses both parents. But verse 4, he just addressed the father.
Well, God bless you. Listen, we're out of time, but you see we're certainly not out of message. I hope you've been blessed while listening to just a portion of this message. I think the message will be a blessing to your household. Just order this message, 1-800-375-4007, or you can write to the God is Good Ministry, 2237 South Parkway East, Memphis, Tennessee, zip 38114, or go to God is Good Ministry. Love for you to check us out. Be blessed.